Let's see if Rogers can pull the same stunt here, coming with the 45. And Welcome to the capital of country music, Nashville, Tennessee, folks. We're here to make some noise with the Crooked Line Racing Monday Night Madness Series in the super late models, round number 2 of their new championship that started last week with a race win for Trevor Edwards. We are getting ready to get going here, folks. The ambient temperature under the lights here in Nashville is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. We have a 35% relative humidity, partly cloudy skies, and no winds to speak of. We have a track length of a little bit more than half a mile, a 6/10 of a mile. We have a track temperature of 76 degrees Fahrenheit, which is really, really cool for race conditions, and it makes for good grip for the drivers, so that should help them out quite a bit. We're going to be doing a 125 lap race here tonight. They're second in the new series, and as usual, they have one fast repair at their disposal, and they have 2 tire sets to work with, and that will be it. Fast repairs meaning, folks, for those of you not familiar with it, fast repairs mean that they get an instantly new machine when they mess up. And that is only once. The only things that are not included in that fast repair are the tire changes and the fuel addition. You're looking at Tanner Marr's number 4 machine here going around in the final minutes of practice. It looks like Tanner Marr is currently running in the 7th position. Ooh, and there you see something that we've been seeing most of the practice all night already. It is very tricky to get off the turns here at the Nashville Speedway. It's very easy to overdo it on the throttle a little bit and turn that back end around and then nose it into the inside wall. So hopefully we can, there we have the 151 of Steve Sexton doing the exact same thing. As you can see here, a little bit too early on the throttle, and it's basically a straight shot into the inside wall. Alright, one of the other new rules that we have in the series is that they get a maximum of 17 incident points. That will give them a drive-through penalty, and then after 25 incident points they will be disqualified from the race. Incident points are gathered by hitting the wall. You can scrub the wall a little bit without getting a point, but if you hit the wall, you get a point. If you lose control of your car, you get an incident point. If you hit another car too hard, you can get 4 incident points at once. So it'll be very much for the drivers to take care of that stuff, keep it clean, and make sure they don't get any of those incident points and avoid penalties that way. We have a good-sized field here tonight. 19 cars are looking to get into the race. Qualifying is going to start in right around 1 minute. And let's see, I don't believe we have any new names here tonight, but we have some recent additions to the new season. Ryan Bolstrich, Lenny White, Keith Jeffrey. That might be the only one that I have not seen before. Keith is driving the number 88 machine here. I do believe that he is a new driver in the series tonight. And please don't hit me when I'm wrong. Alright, folks, final moments of practice are ticking away here under the lights of the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Drivers are done with their practice, and they're going to have to be going into a qualifying session, which is individual. As you know, they do 2 laps by themselves. They cannot see each other on the track. We can pick up anybody that is active. There we have Brandon Mettler in the 015 car, always a driver that slowly but surely works his way up in the race. And here you have a nice shot of the beautiful facility here, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. A great place to be racing at with these super late model cars. There we have Ryan Bolstrich, and I believe it's Steve Sexton already on track here in the number 151. And so is Sonny Boy, number 51 of Joshua Sexton, is also out on track already. Carl Odanik in the number 021 in, I believe, the Fistful of Bourbon machine. And if I saw it correctly, I believe that the car of Lynn White is pretty much a similar looking car, but I'm not sure if they're teammates or not. Steve Sexton looks like he has posted the first lap time on the track here, 17.927. That puts him on the, well, not for very long. Kyle Odanik has already beat that with a 17.731, so he is currently on the provisional pole. Let's see, we have Stephen Woodside coming in with a new best time, 17.593. He is looking pretty good here. In that 45 machine, Bruno Pierre Pinchot is bringing it into the second position with a 729. And let's see if we have some more time. Well, Woodside did not improve his time. Pinchot is also not improving his lap time. Trevor Edwards, the last week's winner, is coming in with a fifth position after his first lap. And he has actually improved that time, and he is now pushing into the front row. Jason Day, third place currently after one lap. Second lap was not an improvement. Timothy Trowbridge, one of our quicker guys here. Looks like his first lap was a 17.820. And let's see what he can do on his second lap. I don't believe he made a clean lap there because only one of his laps is counted. All right, Keith Jeffrey is, yep, that is absolutely a car looking similar to oh my goodness, can't speak tonight. Similar to Kyle Odanik's with that Fistful Bourbon livery. Keith Jeffrey, the new driver here tonight. If I saw it correctly, he puts himself in the second position. Tanner Marr is still out there on track. He is currently running in 8th, and he has improved to 7th position with a 17.694. We still have Tyler Johnson in the number 5 that has not posted a time. And are we looking at his first lap here? Yes, indeed, 17.662. That puts him in 4th currently. Ooh, he brushes the wall there. Hopefully he doesn't ruin that lap that way. You have to run clean laps on iRacing for qualifying. And it doesn't look like that lap is going to get counted. So it's going to stay with the 17.662 lap time. That's putting him in 4th. Oh, Scotty Stevens in a brand new livery here tonight. 5 Kings Motorsports, number 2 machine. He has driven a 18.044, and that puts him in the 16th position. And the only driver that we have not seen taken a time is Frank Barbary. Not sure if he will bring it out, but it looks like we have 18 drivers that have qualified here tonight. And that doesn't mean that Frank wouldn't be able to start. He will be able to start, obviously, from the final position. The field is not too full, but hopefully we can get all 19 drivers on the grid here tonight. That would make my day for sure. All right, so Sean Woodside, that is your pole sitter. 17.593. That is a pretty good time. It looks like Brandon Mettler kind of messed up his qualifying laps there with 11 seconds slower than everybody else. That is something that is unusually a high number there. So he'll have to work his way through. And there we have it, folks. Qualifying is concluded. We're going to go and take a look at the grid here real quick. this sorted out. There we go. Drivers are getting their cars on the grid. Sean Woodside, as said, on pole position. Keith Jeffrey on alongside him on the second row. On the second spot, the second row will be for Trevor Edwards and Tyler Johnson. The third row for Jason Day and Christian Pittman. Bruno Pierre Pinchot and Tanner Marr will be on the fourth row together there, and on the fifth row we have Kyle O'Dinick and Joshua Sexton, Timothy Trowbridge and Lenny White on the sixth row. On the seventh row we have Mark Young and Chris Wood. Steve Sexton and Scotty Stevens will be on the eighth row. Ryan Bolstrich, Brandon Mettler on the ninth row, and Frank Barbary in 19th position there. He is actually gridding up, it looks like. Yes, indeed, we only are waiting now for Timothy Trowbridge. That should be somewhere midfield there in the 10th position. There he is. We have everybody. That means we are ready to get moving here in Nashville. 2 laps behind the pace car, and there we go. We are rolling out pit lane. All right, folks, there we have the field coming at us. Getting ready to get moving here. Pace car's lights are off, and we will be seeing him dive into pit lane here. This is the backstretch, obviously going into turn number 3 and 4. There is a shortcut for the pace car, but the pit lane entry for the drivers is right there. They'll be waiting for the call on the radio. There we go. The green flag is out, folks. Sean Woodside diving into turn number 1 with Trevor Edwards right behind him there. And Keith Jeffrey caught out a little bit on that higher side. He is in 3rd position ahead of Tyler Johnson. Then it is Chris Pittman. Oh, we have our first problem there. It looked like Pittman and the number 5 there of Tyler Johnson touched each other, and they both managed to save it and get that nose back into the right direction. So we're not going yellow here, folks. Lap number 3, we're still moving, and it is Sean Woodside that has pulled away about a car length. There we have an incident. It looks like Lenny White and Steve Sexton are involved. Let's see what happened. It looks like it is actually Lenny White that starts losing his car here coming off turn 4, and then the 151 of Steve Sexton is unable to avoid him. Not too bad of a crash there, but a little bit of damage on that 151. Ooh, and then he noses it into the rail trying to turn it around. Very unfortunate start for both these drivers. It looks like Lenny White came off pretty good. Sean Woodside having no problems here at the front. Trevor Edwards is in 2nd position. We see Tyler Johnson coming down pit road. As said, folks, we have a fast repair to play with, and I'm kind of thinking he might want to save that for when he really needs it, but he might want to try to get some damage pounded out of that car. It's hard for me to tell whether he takes it because the damage was on the left side. Maybe we can see. Nope, he's not taking it. He is having it pounded out a little bit. Don't see him taking any tires, and he is rejoining the race. like we are doing another lap under yellow. Steve Sexton also coming down pit road. That car looks a little bit worse than I thought at first glance. Doesn't look like he's taking the fast repair. Tyler Johnson's coming back in again, maybe trying to get some more of that pounded out. Maybe not happy with how it feels. And he is coming back out again, trying to stay out, trying to get out before the field is going to pass him by. Obviously, he wants to stay on the lead lap. Steve Sexton has left his pit, and he is in fact going a lap down here. The damage doesn't look like it's all that much repaired. The lights on the pace car have been turned off, folks. We are going to go back to racing, going into lap number 8 with Sean Woodside on the inside.
Hang on, we're not going green.
We are not going green. We have some sort of issue in the order here. They're going to sort that out, so we're going to do another lap under yellow. Woodside and Edwards on the front row. It's Keith Jeffrey and Tanner Marr on the second row. So Tanner Marr has picked up some good positions there.
Hang on, we're not going green.
I'm thinking he benefited a little bit from that issue that the number 5 and the 99 had. Pace car is back out. So obviously race control is having to sort something out here. And it looks like we're going to try this again, going into lap number 10. We have Pinchot in that 729 machine on the third row with Kyle O'Danick in that orange, yellowish fistful of bourbon machine. Then it's Jason Day and Joshua Sexton. And let's get you up to speed here. The pace car is diving in. It looks like we're getting ready to go. And there we go. Sean Woodside has a good start. Leads them into turn number 1 with Edwards following. Ooh, Edwards touches the 45 there, it looks like. And that allows Tanner Marr to close in on Keith Jeffrey on the outside. Jeffrey is still hanging on to third position there in the number 88 machine. Ooh, and Woodside gets passed by Trevor Edwards as if it was easy. Look at the distance that Edwards is pulling on the field there. It looks like Sean Woodside's getting caught out on that higher side. He's got Tanner Marr on underneath him already, and he is dropping back to 5th position now because Pinchot is also coming underneath. It looks like he can keep Pinchot behind him. That higher side's not quite working all that well just yet. O'Danick there behind him in that second fistful of bourbon machine. And Trevor Edwards putting in the fastest lap of the race with a 17.97, pulling away from Keith Jeffrey. Jeffrey now in the second position with Tanner Marr in third. Sean Woodside has been able to hold off the charges behind him, and he is still in the 4th position. Pinchot is coming under pressure from Kyle O'Danick and Christian Pittman. Then it's Timothy Trowbridge. Timothy has picked up 3 positions since the start. Ryan Bolstridge also working his way forward. He has picked up 6 positions since the start of the race. Let's bring you back up the front of the field here. Trevor Edwards, he's got about 4/10 of a second on Keith Jeffrey. And it looks like Tanner Marr is dropping off a little bit. but Woodside is having even more trouble keeping up. He is now losing about a second to Tanamar. Paint Show coming around the outside of Odanik, and he is looking to make that stick here side by side. He seems to be working well on that higher side, trying to pinch the 21 down a little bit. Wide into turn 1 and 2, and it looks like Odanik can hold on. Pittman now actually coming underneath Paint Show and Trowbridge as well, so it doesn't seem to work yet on that high side. Even though Paint Show had a good run at it, it looks like he's losing more than he's gaining. The 74 of Timothy Trowbridge in front of him as well. Pinchot now down to 8th position. Jason Day already coming to his back bumper with Joshua Sexton rounding out the top 10, and it looks like we had, that was probably Mark Young or Lenny. Ooh, somebody's going around. That is the 55 of Mark Young. Let's see what happens here. Little bit of a scuffle there coming off the wall, and then it's the 91 that turns around the 55. And Scotty Stevens has nowhere to go, runs into that 55 machine. Very unfortunate. And I believe no, it looked for a minute like Scotty Stevens was going into the pits, but he's staying out. Well, that brings us back under caution, lap number 22. Scotty Stevens is now coming down pit road. He was trying to earlier, but pits were probably still closed. He is going to get that car fixed up. He's got some damage on the front end. Let's see if we can see whether he takes that fast repair. I don't believe so. He's just going to have him pounded out, and he's going to try and save that fast repair for later. Mark Young in the 55. He is behind the leader there, so he's gone down a lap with that spin. Very unfortunate for him. It was Chris Wood that touched him on that left rear panel there. Brandon Mettler coming in. Scotty is already back out, trying to keep himself on the lead lap. Obviously, Mettler. Also, I don't believe he's taken that fast repair. He's just taken some manual repairs, trying to keep himself on the lead lap. He is moving out. There are the leaders coming into turn number 3. I would expect the 55 to get the wave around, but not sure if that's happening here right now. Evidently not. Timothy Trowbridge down pit road. Basically given up on his progress there. Maybe he got caught up in it a little bit as well, or maybe he got maybe he scrubbed the wall a little bit. And it looks like Mark Young is being told to go to the end of the line. That makes things even worse for him. The 32 of Trevor Edwards. He'll have Keith Jeffrey alongside him, and then Tanner Marr on the inside of the second row. Sean Woodside in 4th on the outside of the second row, and then Odanik and Pittman. Lights on the pace car have been turned off. We're going to go back to racing, going into lap number 27 here in Nashville. And an and a good jump for Trevor Edwards. He is really good at restarting races. Trevor picking up a good length here. Half a second already. Jeffrey immediately coming under pressure from Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr in that beautiful festive livery made by MF Designs. Kyle O'Danick holding off the number 14 of Pittman. And Woodside has dropped off again. He seems to have a little bit more trouble on that higher side. He is now in 7th position. Jason Day getting underneath him. The 45 running pretty white there. And the 99 of Lynn White is coming at him now as well. Then behind that we see the 51 of Joshua Sexton and the 5 of Tyler Johnson. Trevor Edwards, his advantage is shrinking a little bit. It looks like Jeffrey is coming a little bit closer in that number 88 car. Tanner Marr hanging with him, and then Kyle O'Danick in 4th, Pittman in 5th. And they all seem to have pretty good pace. So let's keep an eye on the lead of the field here. Trevor Edwards, Keith Jeffrey, not quite completely down by the yellow line. It kind of looks like they're diamonding the turns there, meaning they're double apexing it. Well, he's more going for a late apex, I would say, there on turn number 2. Then he's a little early in number 3, and I feel that is more a defensive move than it's really a choice. Tanner Marr seems to be losing contact with Jeffrey, and he's got Kyle O'Danick to worry about in that number 21 machine. Sparks are flying here in Nashville when they hit. Sometimes the bodywork will scrape the asphalt a little bit. Keith Jeffrey now right behind Edwards, and looks like he's getting ready to make a move. Let's ride along there with Keith. Looks like a pretty bumpy track to me too. If you're in the car here, you can see how much jumping around that chassis is doing going into those turns, especially here. And it keeps them fairly even. I do believe they're just both trying to cover that inside line. The outside line isn't working as well. We've seen that already with Sean Woodside. Sean has actually dropped back to 9th position. He is right in front of Tyler Johnson. Brandon Mettler has made up 6 positions. We know he always starts a little bit mid-pack or in the back of the pack. He's always a factor. He's always working his way forward. Throwbridge is already back in 13th position. Joshua Sexton is in 14th. And let's take a look at Steve Sexton. Steve is a lap down. He is in front of the 55 car. That is Mark Young there at the tail end of the field. Jeffrey once again trying hard. He seems to be picking up a wider entry there, trying to get a little lower exit, and that is exactly what he's doing. It allows him to push that nose underneath the 32. Ooh, almost touching each other there. Keith cannot quite get it done yet, but his entry was a little bit higher so that he could get underneath on the exit. And the harder they start fighting each other, the better it is for Tanner Marr and Cal O'Danick. Drivers that are battling with each other, folks, are always a little bit slower than when they're running on their own. So it will allow those two guys to catch back up with them. And it looks like Keith is having a little bit more trouble now to get back behind that rear bumper of Trevor Edwards. And as said, folks, only 2 tire sets to play with, and they have to manage that stuff. You can't use it all up in the first half of the race. Tanner Marr coming under pressure from Kyle O'Danick. Kyle puts that 21 underneath him, and also not quite close enough to get it to seal the deal. He slots back in behind the number 4 machine. Trevor's got some breathing room, but it's not that much. Tanner Marr also got some breathing room, but also that would evaporate pretty quickly. And meanwhile, we have Chris Pittman there in the 5th position. He's pretty much by himself. Jason Day also pretty much by himself. Then Lenny White. And then Tyler Johnson is leading a little group here with Chris Wood, Bruno Pierre Pinchot, who is actually passing Timothy Trowbridge. Timothy keeping it, actually it's Timothy passing Pinchot. And he puts it in 10th position. Looks like Keith Jeffrey is catching back up to Trevor Edwards. I think they're coming up there on Frank Barbary. Tanner Marr and O'Danick still at it. So we have a battle for 1st and 2nd and for 3rd and 4th. And it's a little bit on and off there with Keith. Every once in a while he can bring it back up there. And then he falls off a little bit. Cleanly past Frank Barbary there. Frank taking precautions not to be in their way. Very good job. Tanner Marr is having more trouble with Kyle O'Danick than Edwards is having with Jeffrey. We got to check up on Kyle and Tanner. They have swapped positions. We can try to bring that back. There you see it happening. He is coming underneath as they pass Barbary. And it looks like Kyle is hanging on there. Ryan Bolstrich is coming down pit road on lap number 56. And we also see Barbary in pit road. Barbary coming back out. Trevor Edwards hanging on to the lead here. Last week's winner would make it 2 in a row here, and that's a good start to the new season. Bolstrich leaving pit road. Coming up behind the 55 of Mark Young. They're going to put him down a second time, second lap. Mark is taking the high road there. Trying to make sure he stays out of the way. Ooh, slots between the two leaders there. That is definitely hurting the 88. He was trying really hard to stay out of the way, but he couldn't keep it up high enough for both of those guys to pass. That extends Trevor's lead a little bit. Kyle O'Danig in third position, 2.3 seconds down from Keith Jeffrey. Tanamar having a little bit of trouble keeping up, but he is still plenty of margin on Christian Pittman. Let's take a look here a little bit further back in the field. We have Tyler Johnson in fifth. The whole field has stretched open a little bit. Joshua Sexton there. He's got Lynn White and Brandon Mettler fairly close behind him, as we see Mettler coming underneath White. Looks like he can seal the deal there. Frank Barbary behind them. Frank is a lap down. Sean Woodside dropped off to 14th position. Can't keep up with the pace at the front. Scotty Stevens is in 15th position, being lapped now by the leader. And it looks like the back markers have kind of caused Keith to drop off a little bit. And he might also be trying to save those tires some. Mettler is closing in on Sexton in the 10th and 11th positions. Looks like Brandon Mettler's got a pretty good car. And Sean Woodside may have started on pole position, but he is going to get lapped by the leaders here fairly soon. There you can see Edwards coming in the background. Woodside having a little bit of trouble. He may have used up those tires in the beginning too much. Edwards coming up behind him now. Looks like Edwards has a little bit of trouble getting past that number 45. Now he's making way. It looks like the 99 is coming down pit road. Lenny White. Keith Jeffrey is not having any luck with the back markers here tonight. Let's bring that back for a moment. The 45, that's actually Lenny White that runs a little bit high into him there. I wouldn't blame the 45 for that one. But it looks like Keith is having a little bit of an issue bringing that car around the back markers, and it's kind of cost him the connection to Trevor Edwards. 99 coming out of the pits right in front of the leaders. Looks like we have, ooh, the 99 goes around right in front of the leaders. Luckily, he doesn't collect anybody, at least not as far as I can see. Was that the 99? Yes, it was. Let's see what happened here. Just a classical mistake. We've seen many of them do that in practice. Too early on the gas, turning it into the inside wall, and he actually just bounces off with the nose in the right direction, so he's ready to go again. And there we see we have the leaders coming down pit road. Trevor Edwards, Keith Jeffrey, Kyle O'Danick, Tanner Marr, Chris Pittman, Tyler Johnson, Jason Day. Everybody is on pit road that hasn't been there yet. Timothy Trowbridge, Joshua Sexton, Brandon Mettler, and there in the back is Frank Barbary. Let's keep an eye out for who comes out first. Everybody taking 4 tires, it looks like. Barbary in the background moving. And then it looks like, let me see, Keith Jeffrey brings it out first. O'Danick beats Trevor Edwards out also. Tanner Marr is behind him. It looks like Bruno Pinchot is coming down pit road, so he'll be losing that leading position. And it looks like Keith Jeffrey has passed Trevor Edwards for the lead in pit road. And not only is it Jeffrey, but also O'Danick that has passed Edwards on pit road. So he is down to 3rd position. Tanner Marr still in 4th. The 2 teammates, it looks to me like they're teammates anyway. The 2 Fistful of Bourbon machines are 1 and 2. The 88 in front and the 021 in 2nd position. Pinchot coming back out. Woodside in the pits. And it looked like we had an issue for Mettler. Let's see what that was. He is in trouble here, and I'm not really sure what's going on. Or is he just trying to correct his position? I'm not really sure. We have Ryan Bolstridge there in front of the leader, between the pace car and the leader. Then we have the 151 of Steve Sexton and Scotty Stevens. They're all going to get waved around here. So that means that we're getting ready to go back to racing. Going into lap number 81, the 88 machine of Keith Jeffrey has the lead. And it looks like they're keeping him single file this time. And there we go. The 88 has an early start. He pulls a good length on his teammate there. Kyle O'Danick in 2nd. Edwards in 3rd. Tanner Marr in 4th. Tyler Johnson in 5th. Ooh, we have an issue for Tanner Marr as well. We have separate incidents, I believe. Tanner Marr trying to stay in 4th position and hanging with Edwards. Turns it around. And looking, I think he's pretty lucky here. And we also had an issue for Steve Sexton. Let's see what happened to Steve. On the restart. Ahead of him, the field is going, and Steve is too quickly on the gas and messes up his restart. So 2 separate incidents there. Tanner Marr has dropped back to 10th position because of that. And Steve Sexton has taken it to pit row. And he's going to try and get some stuff repaired there. It looks like we have Scotty Stevens. Actually, Sexton is out of the race. He has decided to give up. Scotty Stevens there on pit road trying to get stuff fixed and get some new tires as well. So once again, it is Keith Jeffrey and Kyle O'Danick on the first 2 positions. Tanner Marr didn't do himself any favors there. He's got to start again from 10th. Trevor Edwards gains a spot thanks to Tanner. Back in third. And then Tyler Johnson, Jason Day, Chris Pittman, Timothy Trowbridge, and then Joshua Sexton and Chris Wood. Tanner Marr rounds out the top 10. Scotty Stevens coming back in again. Looks like the car is not that bad as far as damage is concerned. And the lights on the pace car have been turned off, folks. That means we're going to go back to racing, going into lap number 87 here in the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jeffrey and O'Danick, we're still staying single file here. That is a little bit surprising, but maybe a good choice. And we've seen that Keith was pretty good at starting early. There he goes again.
Green, green, green.
Pulls a little bit on Kyle. This time Trevor stays with Kyle pretty nice. Tyler Johnson in fourth position there, leading the rest of the pack. Jason Day, Pittman, Trowbridge, Sexton, Wood, and Mark. Edwards is trying to pound up the pressure on that number 21 already.
The yellow flag is out.
We have another issue. Let's see what happened. Looks like we have Bruno Pierre Pinchot involved in something. Sexton was up there. Oh, it happened way in front of him. It is the 14 machine of Pittman that gets into trouble. Let's bring that back here. The 14 car. He is fighting with Jason Day in front of him and Trowbridge. And then it looks like the 14 gets loose off the turn, loses the car, and he collects Trowbridge and he collects Pinchot. More cars collected there. It looks like the 51 of Joshua Sexton is also collected here. The 45, it's a pretty big mess. And then they run into each other again when they're trying to get back on their way. Some of them have taken a tow to pit road. Major mess there. Well, it gains Tanner Marr 3 positions. Looks like Ryan Bolstridge got the lucky dog. Trowbridge still on pit road. Sexton is leaving pit road. Barbary leaving pit road. Hope for Timothy that he can get back out there. Looks like we have Scotty Stevens coming back in for more repairs. Pittman is still on pit road. There comes Stevens back out. Looks like Woodside's coming into the pits as well. And Brandon Mettler, Scotty Stevens. I'm sorry, that was Joshua Sexton in the background. Scotty was already back out. Mettler already coming out. And it looks like Timothy's got some extensive repairs there. He's already 4 laps down. I hope he can get her back on the track again. But right now it doesn't look like it. Yeah, he's actually coming out. He's actually coming out, as is Joshua Sexton. Lights on the pace car have been turned off again. So we're going to go back to racing, going into lap number 94 of 125. We're closing in on the final stages here. Keith Jeffrey has the lead. It's his teammate Kyle O'Danik in second. Then it's Trevor Edwards, Tyler Johnson, Jason Day, Chris Wood, Tanner Marr, Bruno Pierre, Pinchot, and Scotty Stevens. There we go. Jeffrey early on the gas. It looks like everybody is staying with him a little bit better this time. Kyle O'Danik right on his bumper. Trevor Edwards, and they're all pulling away here from Tyler Johnson. Trevor Edwards is not ready to give up on these two guys there.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh boy. Let's see what's going on. Looks like Chris Wood was involved. The number 91 car, Tanner Marr, was getting underneath him. Ooh, he loses it. Has to get off the gas and then gets pounded in the back by a driver that did not expect that. I believe that was a show, but I'm not 100% sure. Unfortunate for Chris Wood. Barbary on pit road once again. Pittman, I don't believe he's left since he brought it in. Sexton is going to use the yellow again to get some repairs done. Same for Wood. Obviously, he wants to get that car fixed up as good as he can. Unfortunate turn of events for him. He almost saved it. He had to get out of the gas, and I believe it was Pinchot that touched him. He didn't expect that car to slow down. That makes sense, obviously. Looks like Brandon Mettler is our lucky dog. He gets to go around and come back onto the lead lap. Try again. And Tanner Marr is in 6th position now. So with the little racing we did, he did pass Chris Wood there. That was probably part of the problem. And let me bring to your attention, folks, tomorrow night we have a holiday event for the Crooked Line Racing League. They are going to be doing a 8-track race tomorrow night. We're going to start right around 6 o'clock Pacific time. That'll be 8 Central, and we'll hope you'll join us to have a little bit of fun. Trowbridge is running again. He has brought it back out. He is 3 laps down, running behind Ryan Bolstrich there. He's actually going to have to pass that guy twice because Bolstrich is 2 laps down. The lights have been turned off. We're going to get back at it going into lap number 101. That gives us 25 laps to go. And once again, Jeffrey is early on the gas. The response behind him is quick and swift. Kyle O'Danick and Trevor Edwards stay with him pretty good there, and it looks like Tyler Johnson again drops off just a little bit. Trevor Edwards is clearly not giving up on that second win here tonight. But it looks like the teammates up front are pretty quick. Kyle O'Danick puts in the quickest lap of the race, a 17:8:06. Let's ride along with Edwards. Oh, looks like Edwards has a little bit of a trouble getting the power down. Tire management will be essential right now if we go all the way to the finish. Tanner Mars picked up a position from Jason Day. He is now in 5th position, getting ready to go after Tyler Johnson. Tyler seems to be gaining a little bit towards Trevor Edwards. Ooh, it looks like Kyle O'Danick touches the wall there. Coming off the turn. Yeah, actually, that is definitely a hit that's going to give him an incident point. That's hard enough for that. Trevor Edwards still in 3rd, and Tyler Johnson looks definitely like he is catching up. Tanner Marr is pulling away from Jason Day a little bit. Pancho is hanging on to 7th. And as I say it, he slams it into the wall as well. Scotty Stevens is behind him in the number 2 car. Then it looks like we have Chris Wood challenging Woodside. Number 91. Looked like the 91 has taken a fast repair on that last pit stop, because that car looks in pretty good shape. And it seems to be helping him. Ooh, the 45 getting really loose there. The 91 picks up 9th position. Well, not so fast, says Sean Woodside. And it looks like he is catching up to Scotty Stevens. Both of them a little bit wiggly off the turn. Sean Woodside brings it to pit road. He is looking to see what's wrong with that car. It doesn't feel right. That's why he's wiggling back and forth. Not even reaching his pit stall yet. And it looks like he took a toe towards the pit stall there. Let's bring you back up to speed here with the leader, Keith Jeffrey. Is pulling away from Kyle O'Danick a little bit, and it looks like Trevor Edwards is still trying very hard to keep up with that 21, but it's not easy. These guys are really matched up well. Tyler Johnson has dropped off a little bit. Tyler Johnson is still at about the same distance. I'm sorry, Tyler Johnson has dropped off a little bit, and Tanner Marr is about the same distance to Johnson. And Edwards is really trying hard here, you can tell. He keeps that car right up the yellow line. The 21 runs a little bit a higher line. And that higher line seems to get him off the turn well enough to avoid Edwards from coming underneath, although Edwards is doing it now. Can't quite keep it there. Both of them scuffed the wall. 21 taking a little bit more defensive approach, it looks like. And the battle for second place is wide open. And they're definitely losing the guys behind them, folks. Tyler Johnson now a second and a half. Ooh, Tanner Marr again almost losing the back end there. Lap number 119. We are closing in on the finish here. It looks like we're getting close to traffic as well. Barbary is staying to the inside, letting the leader pass by. It's forcing the numbers 21 and 32 to go around the outside, and that is a little bit costly. It looks like Trevor lost a car length in that process. Let's see if Tanner Marr can close in on Tyler Johnson. It doesn't look like they're gaining all that much on each other. They're coming up on Barbary as well. Barbary again going to the inside. He's actually on the apron to stay out of their way. Back up to the front, O'Danick and Edwards back close together. 4 more laps to go. What does Trevor have left here for O'Danick to split these teammates up and prevent a 1-2 victory? There he comes underneath. Can he make it stick? Nope. Oh, no. There he goes a little bit too deep on Kyle and takes that second position. Not in the nicest possible way here. Kyle O'Danick has a little bit of damage on that right front and drops off. Ooh, Tyler Johnson slams it into the wall and almost loses it. Keith Jeffrey is your leader. He picks up the white flag. 1 more lap to go here in Nashville, folks. Trevor Edwards in second position, splitting them up. There comes your victor. Keith Jeffrey takes the win here in Nashville. Trevor Edwards in second, Kyle O'Danick in third, Tyler Johnson in fourth, and Tanner Marr comes home in fifth with Jason Day in sixth, Chris Wood in seventh, good job for him, Pancho in eighth, Metler in ninth, and Joshua Sexton rounds out your top 10. There is your winner, bringing it to celebrate and throw some rubber on the track here. Teammate going by, throwing around some donuts here. Victory lap. And there is Edwards in the second place finishing car, also there as well. Let's bring up those results for you folks and see if we can find some people to talk to. Keith, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me? Keith Jeffrey, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, Mark?
I'm doing pretty well, and it looks like you are too, my friend. I believe this is your first outing here with the Blown Piston Super Late Models. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is. That was a definitely a good opening round, huh?
That is making your mark, is what they say in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, this car was really good tonight. I think maybe a little mistake in the pits by Trevor gave me a little bit easier one than I was hoping for, but it was a great race either way.
I was going to say you took the lead there on the pit stops. Before that, you were chasing him down, obviously trying your best. It looked to me like it was all pretty equal there. Were you really going for it at that point, or were you just kind of saving your tires for later?
Well, to be honest, these Jim Beaver Esports guys helped me out a lot this week. The car was really free to start the run, so I was just trying to take care of it there. Then we got into that long run. I definitely tried to chase down Trevor and see what I had for him. I got there once maybe, but just didn't have enough to complete the pass. And then a lap car got me a little bit, and that gave him a big enough gap that it was going to be really tough to do anything without the tires. And fortunately, with the pit stop there, it didn't really matter. But like I said, the car was probably the best car I've had in a long time, so it was fun to get back to victory lane. It's been a while.
Cool. Well, congratulations, Keith. Great way to make an entry, as they would say here. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out in the world, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. This fistful of bourbon is a pretty cool deal we got going, bringing real life sponsors into the esport world. So that's been a lot of fun. I got to thank Kyle and all my teammates at Jim Beaver Esports. Actually, Trevor too. Trevor's really helped me get up to speed in this car. So uh, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have beat Trevor without Trevor's help. That's a lot of, that's a cool deal. And then I always got to thank my wife Kayla for putting up with this hobby I got, and then you guys for putting this on. It was a lot of fun.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. You can't forget about the wife, that's for sure. All right, let's move on here to Trevor Edwards. Trevor, after your opening win last week, you're going to have to settle for second here tonight. It looked for a while that Kyle was a tough cookie to get by there.
Yeah, I went back and rewatched it. From the end car, it looked like I was at his quarter panel, but if you look at it on like the rear chase, I'm about 2 foot back. So I apologize for him getting the back of him. It was going to be a fun race at the end, a little frustrating because I knew it was a little bit faster. I knew if I cleared him, I might have a chance of getting to Keith, but it's hard to pass here.
Absolutely. It looked to me like that higher line wasn't really working all that well for anybody, really. Although some people could come off of it pretty good going into the turn, you had to kind of keep it down there, didn't you?
Problem is the high line doesn't work until someone's underneath you, and then you're better than them. So I mean, it's one of those deals where whoever has the best drive off is usually decent. I could kill him on entry, but there was nothing I could do on exit because you can't quite get to the door on the entry. So it just made you check up and lose ground. It's just a little frustrating.
I hear you. So does it help you with the tires to stay a little bit higher, with not burning them up so fast, or is that not even the case here either?
Well, you have a set of tires in the series and a fast reset, which I think is kind of silly. So you can kind of run 125 qualifying laps if you really want to, because you're going to get new tires at some point.
Now, would you take tires if you wouldn't have a yellow at a convenient spot? Because I mean, I've seen plenty of drivers last season that would do the whole thing on one set.
I would prefer to run the whole race on one set. I wouldn't pit under green for tires, that's for sure.
Okay, I hear you. All right, Trevor. Well, still, second place is a good place to be. Obviously, it looks like you found a new competitor here in Keith on his first race. He makes quite a bit of an entry here. I'm guessing you guys are all three part of the same outfit.
No, we're not on the same team. Me and Keith, we go way back. He's a good guy. He's helped me on tour mods and stuff like that. So kind of repaying the favor on the super.
Okay, I hear you. All right, Trevor. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out in the world?
Maconi Setup Shop, Platinum Speedworks, and then Sin City Pilot Cars. They hooked me up in Glacier's Collision Centers.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to Kyle O'Danick. Kyle, this is your second time around, I believe, in this Crooked Line League. Second place or a third place podium finish. Looked for a while you were going to keep it on second, but what happened from your perspective there?
Trevor had a good run on me, and he stuck it in there. I mean, there's not much time left in the race, so I can't really blame him too much. He was definitely faster. I should have anticipated a little better. If I just hold my line at the top there, I probably hold him off. But it is what it is. I'll take third place. Obviously, he could have done a lot worse to me there. So, I still got to keep third place and good points today. So can't complain all too much.
Yeah, it looked like after that happened, you dropped off a little bit. Was there damage on your car that was hurting you that bad, or was it just basically scrapping back together and, and getting back going again?
I was actually hurt before that. I got into the wall trying to chase Keith down, and I think I bent something in the right front. So I was struggling a little bit in the middle after that. And then once Trevor got into me, my right rear was pretty much gone. So I was just holding on from there out.
All right, well, Kyle, it's still you made it. You guys made it worth watching. That's for sure. It was a fun battle. Pretty much lasted all race long. There at the top, there was some good racing going on. So congratulations on that. Third place finish is still a good something good to bring home. I would say. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I got big thanks to Keith. He helped a lot. Super late models is still kind of new to me. I'm a modified guy, so Keith helped a lot, and all the guys over at Fistful of Bourbon, the team, new to me, and they helped me out a ton. So without them, I probably wouldn't be on the podium. So.
All right. Well, congratulations once again, my friend. It was a fun night of racing. You make your mark in this series. What's your expectation for the rest of the season?
I hope to be fighting Trevor all season and hopefully be there in the points at the end.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much, Kyle.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that'll have to do it for tonight. We're going to take a break for the holidays like most series. Again, I want to announce that tomorrow night the Crooked Line Racing League is putting up a special event. It's an 8-track race. It's just to have a little bit of fun all together. We're going to start right around the same time we always do, 8 o'clock p.m. Central time. That is 6 o'clock in the west, and that is 9 o'clock on the east coast. So join us to come and watch these guys have a little bit of non-championship fun on an 8-track. So well, I've never ever done anything like that, so I'm kind of curious how that's going to turn out. All right, you see the full results here for the second round of the new championship for the Monday Night Madness is on your screen. Keith Jeffrey, Trevor Edwards, Kyle Odanik. We heard from him a little bit of a touch there that helped Trevor get in front, but he was admittedly faster, as Kyle said, so it probably would have happened anyway, but that's just hard racing at the end there. Tyler Johnson, Tanner Marr has to settle for fifth. He was fighting for the lead there with the other guys, but had a little bit of a mishap on a restart. Jason Day in sixth, Chris Wood brings it home in seventh, Bruno Pierre Pinchot in eighth, Brandon Mettler in ninth, and Joshua Sexton rounds out the top 10, folks. And unfortunately, we lost Steve Sexton on the way with too much damage. So hopefully next time, more luck for those guys. So I'm not exactly sure what date we are going to be back, so keep an eye out, but I'm sure the first Monday in the new year we're going to be back with the Crooked Line Racing Monday Madness series, and the guys will get another shot at scoring some good points for the championship. So join us again tomorrow night for a little bit of fun with the 8-track, and if we don't talk again before the holidays, we wish you Merry Christmas, we wish you the best for the new year. Can't get much worse than 2020, I would guess. So hopefully everything gets back into the positive again in the next year for everybody. Until then, folks, try to stay healthy and take care of one another.